everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dreams Unveiled. We have not been together for a long time.
I know, and here we are in person now.
We are in person for the first time since January. Well, I think it was December.
It was December.
So it's
since last year.
Oh my gosh, we have not seen each other in person since last year. That's crazy.
That's wild.
News for us. The dream you're going to hear about is mine that I just had, and it's kind of related to being away a little bit. So I think we'll have some interesting conversation about that. B, the snow that I came back to. I cannot tell you how awful it is.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's been snowing like pretty much the whole time you were gone.
It's up to my thighs in my backyard. Yeah. I went out to go make my sledding trails, and I'm like, oh, this involves a shovel this time.
I mean, we've been shoveling and shoveling. I'm pretty much just shoveling all the time.
My grandson's like, I'm kind of out of here. I don't know. But it's pretty, we're in central New York, in Oswego, New York, and I'm going to tell you, we have got some snow. I have windows that you cannot see through.
Yeah, mine too.
Because the snow is up that high.
Yeah, I can't even open my back door because it's like at least shoulder height because it just keeps blowing right there and it's all collected.
And it's so cold that it's not melting.
Just staying pretty solid. Pretty solid.
So
as I'm like just like looking out the window, it's like halfway up your window.
I know it's like 2 feet over on top of my raised beds and stuff.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Now our dream. I'm going to share my dream with you. The reason so if this is a little bit choppy, it's because I literally just had the dream last night. We really haven't had much of an opportunity to go over things or talk about things. So here is my dream. My dream took place on a cruise ship. Now the cruise ship had stayed at port the whole time. I knew we were in some tropical environment, and I was alone. I did not travel with anyone. But on this cruise, I met and was with a variety of friends. One in particular was somebody I was more friendly with than the other people. And so we were all enjoying the cruise. And as the time went on, there were two things that became very evident on this cruise. And we're still, to my knowledge, I don't even know if we're actually moving.
Moving, yeah.
I had no sense that we were. I think we were at a port. And then at the end, we were getting ready to disembark. During the cruise, I really don't remember much. I just remember being with different people, hanging out with different people. That's really my memory. And then all of a sudden, one of the closest people I was to stopped talking to me and had gotten offended with me. And I'm not really sure why, and I don't even remember. But I started to notice that a lot of people started really not wanting to be around me and trying to avoid me. Nobody was mean. There was nothing like that. It was just, it was really clear that people were feeling uncomfortable or what have you and moving away. I was really frustrated about that, but there were so many people and I just kept going around. And next thing I know, it was getting time to disembark and we had to go pack up and put all of our things in our luggage in the hallway. So I'm trying to make it back to my room. And the layout was definitely more of an open room concept, and our rooms came off of and not in a typical cruise line, there's like a ton of hallways and things like that. It wasn't quite like that. And it was older wood. It was just like an older wood. It looked like just a big giant ship. It was not as extravagant as a cruise line, like the ones I go on. And I am a cruise traveler. I've only went a couple of times, but I expect I'll make that more. So we're all doing our thing, trying to get packed and ready, and I can't find my room. And I'm panicked. I'm trying so hard to find my room. I can't find it. I cannot. And it's really not that it's lost. It's that I can't remember where it is. And then I started to think to myself, your memory definitely has been a little weird lately. So maybe, something's going on with your memory and you should be concerned about it. And I definitely do think about my memory quite a bit. But I'm looking and looking, and I see the person, the friend that I had, and they were with their own friend, another person that they had been hanging out with since the fallout of sorts. And I realized I was holding in my hand something that belonged to him. It was like a game or a puzzle or something. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, he really is trying so hard to avoid me. I'm not really comfortable giving this back to him. I didn't know what to do. And so I didn't, because I didn't want to cause further insult to injury.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I really am not aware of really what the problem is. So I finally run into a steward, and the steward very kindly showed me where my room was, which really made me feel even more like my memory was a bit of an issue, right? And then I started running to my room, and I realized as I'm running to my room, I'm passing all of the amenities that I wanted to use, like the beautiful pool, the hot tubs, all this stuff. I'm going by thinking, oh my gosh, I never got to use them. I was so busy with the people and doing what I'm doing that I did not get to do all of these things. And that in particular really stuck out. Yeah. Melissa herself said, I would have felt that way too.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, not the hot tub and pool.
I cannot imagine doing that. And I finally get to my room and I start packing. But there was one part of this dream at the end that was really interesting. And I don't know if this was something that really happened. I think it was something I was watching on TV. I actually think it was. One of the TVs like that was set up somewhere. And it was basically an advertisement for these little toys, I think. It wasn't a movie or a show.
Yeah.
And there was an older woman in the kitchen, and she had this little toy, and the little toy climbed up her arm and knocked her down, and that they actually could be really... they could do awful things, these little creatures, little nightmares. I didn't feel like it was a nightmare. It was just very matter of fact watching it.
Just weird little people.
And and they're plastic. This little plastic person starts emitting boiling water on her arm, and that's what knocked her over and stuff. And they had different powers. They could do different things. Okay?
Yeah.
So
dreams are so weird sometimes.
So that was in there towards the end. And I don't know if I just discounted that and I had to get moved and packed. Or it may have been the TV in my room. It's not like there's a ton of TVs on cruise ships. So this was pretty much my dream. And I was very concerned when I woke up. But I'm going to tell you, I wrote it down right away. Actually, I recorded it. I did not write it down.
Yeah.
Because I'm very lazy in the morning. It's so funny. I'm that lazy in the morning. I'm like, I am not writing anything down. But I'll record it. So I do have a recording of it, and we listened to it, and then I started to really get some meaning. And I'm really just going to share with you. Melissa's not going to get much chance to talk here because it's my dream, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm watching it.
Yeah, she now has all the visuals now of this dream going, who are you, Daun?
What is going on? The boiling people?
So what I think the dream is about is... It's about me jumping into some significant counseling with people. And keep in mind, when I was away, I did counsel, but probably less than half of the people that I have.
And it was virtually, right?
Yes. And I have a very full schedule. My schedule is really full, and I have some pretty difficult cases. I mean... 3 days after I get back, I got hit with that I'm being subpoenaed to court to testify about to be a witness for a patient and a lot of different things like that. And it is par for the course. I mean, this is not anything unusual. The only two things about this that are unusual, or three things. So I'm going to tell you the three things that are unusual just so you can have some aha moments here. Is number one, I've never, first of all, had as many people as I am seeing right now. And that's been going on for several months.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. So
would you say like you doubled almost your patient?
Well, yeah, at least added at least a third more, at least. Probably more than that because I don't see everybody every week. So it actually may be double. I didn't even think of it that way. Number 2, I just got back from a sunny vacation. So even when I'm doing virtual counseling, I'm going out in the sunshine and I'm far, far removed from a lot of that, a lot of what was going on. And number 3, before I left for Florida, I was in Florida. Before I left for Florida, I celebrated my 60th birthday with all my friends. I had everybody around me and we were all celebrating. So interestingly, though, I don't think this dream is actually about my friends, even though it was about my cruise friends. I actually think it was about the people I counsel, and the cruise friends, the nature of that actually represents the relationships I have with different people.
Right. So,
I mean, obviously, when you're a counselor, there are going to be some people you get along with better and that you've had, you may have been with much longer than somebody else. That stuff is going to exist as it does in any profession where you're dealing with people. But I think this was about counseling. I think I came back and I definitely had some cases that really need attention. So I don't want to call them cases. They're people, and I love them. They're beautiful people. And just so, this is something worth noting too. I may have a lot of stress about different things, but actually counseling is not one of them. I don't want to say never. There's no such thing. No never or always. But I really, for the most part, don't ever have any stress about counseling. I feel good about what I do. I feel good about the people I'm working with. They seem to feel good about me because they're still with me. It normally is pretty great. But I think what happened is that I was away too long, and so I had some people that even though they may have met with me in virtual, it probably
isn't the same.
It wasn't the same.
It's not as intimate.
I know somebody was pretty upset with me. And then, like I said, I got the subpoena and all of this stuff kind of is coming in. And then on top of it, my first full week back, which was last week, we had so much snow that I'm trying to fill my schedule to accommodate all of these people. And a lot of them could not even make it. And we ended up doing virtual again or not at all. So that was really difficult too, I think. And last Thursday was the
state of emergency.
And I actually got to work at like 8:23 in the morning. Yeah. And I shouldn't have been able to. It was
white out.
I couldn't see anything. And
I was out at the same time that morning.
And kudos to the Dunkin' Donuts on West First Street, like the only place that was actually plowed. It was like I had to go all the way.
America runs on Dunkin'.
I know, I had to go all the way up the street just to turn around because I could not tell where things were, where cars were. If they didn't have their hazards lights on, I couldn't see anything.
It was completely white out that morning.
So it was pretty nuts, and I got stuck in there, and then my friends came and helped me to dig out, and that was great.
Yeah, so it was probably hard, coming back from somewhere sunny, shiny, and then to straight snow. I know. Also, so it's like mental.
Yeah, you know what it was, and it was actually 3 weeks for me is a long time to be gone. So I think all of that was the case, but I'm getting through. Here are the key points. First of all, cruise ship. The cruise ship is a very interesting symbolism, and this is some of how I know some of this. This clearly is a bit of that I'm having some, not anxiety about counseling. It's really not that, but I'm really doing like a self-evaluation of things now that I've been away long enough and have come back, and I'm really seeing, oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize that I did have a pretty good number of acute patients and people that are, listen, this is a hard world to live in right now. We're going through some stuff, right? And I have some people that are really, really feeling it in a big way, and they're beautiful people, and I genuinely love them, and I say that, I mean that 100%. But being away from that and then coming back to it, and then coming back to all of the anxiety about they can't even get to me, because of the weather. And people were very anxious about that. Like, I don't know if we're going to make it. We can't get out of the driveway. You could tell in everyone's voice. That's how everyone's talking. It really was a big, like last week was a hardship. So I want to talk a little bit about the cruise ship. So this cruise ship was very interesting. It was rounded, and it looked like the rounded part of a boat, but it was an open floor plan. It wasn't, and then the rooms, the cabins were kind of along the outside edge.
Okay.
Architecturally, not a great idea.
Yeah, no.
Cruise ship, but that was how I remember it. Even very open when I was running through the halls trying to find my cabin.
Yeah.
Like I actually went through a bathroom that was in between rooms. So just saying, I didn't make this happen, people. This is what happened. Anyway, when I'm putting all this together, what I see is some anxiety and me questioning, where am I supposed to be and what am I supposed to be doing? The ship area where the rooms were was open and the rooms kind of sat around the outside. And I remember even running through the a bathroom or right near a bathroom that somebody's hall was across from the bathroom, almost like in my college dorm kind of thing.
Yeah.
You saw the bathroom and I didn't actually run through it. The idea of a cruise is, from a dream standpoint, is a life journey. And so in a weird way, I think this dream is taking me on this journey that I've had this time to recoup and get sunshine and get out and ride my bike and see new things and hang out with friends there and had just a really wonderful time hanging out with my father-in-law and mother-in-law. And that was really, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, but I think it does. I come back here and now I'm like, it's creating like this rethinking. And now we throw in two other things that, I just had my 60th birthday. I mean, the memory thing and all of that could be really, just a big, strong message of you not getting younger.
Right.
And even though I am in good health, I am on Thursday having a medical procedure that I had asked to have because of symptoms. And this was before I went to Florida. And so I know that is part of, that's a big part of this. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that, I'm a little questioning things and concerned about things. So there's some anxiety there. And then back to the cruise ship, the emotionality, because being on water emotion.
Emotions.
I didn't see any water. I don't know that I was actually on the water.
Right, you feel like you're at the port the whole time.
I was at the port. And I think that was important because, not that there isn't a lot of emotionality, but I felt like the dream was really trying to help me to know, no, you need to really, it's time for you to be thoughtful and prayerful about the direction that you're taking. Mm-hmm. That's really what I'm feeling, that this is a change year. This is a year for change, and I really do believe that. I have no doubt. Actually, all of your years should be years for change, right?
Yeah.
But I really recognize that I feel like I'm really being called to do things differently this year, and so we are working on that. And I think there's a lot of anxiety that comes with that kind of change. Mm-hmm. And I do recognize I'm getting older, even though I feel like a young old. I'm not really terribly. Thinking that I'm so old and everything. So with this procedure, the medical thing, I think part of the memory actually is because of the anxiety that I'm experiencing with this and the transition back. I also think that that I'm really having some memory issues. Mm-hmm. Anxiety does bring about when your mind's filled with thinking about all kinds of other things, but as I'm getting older, I do notice that my memory doesn't quite stand up the same way that it used to. And some of the supplements that I've been on, I've had to reduce or stop taking in preparation for my procedure. So I think all of that could have an impact on things.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy to think that stop taking your medicine and it also affects your dreams?
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm running to get to my room, mm-hmm. and I go by the hot tub and pool, and I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't use those. That would never happen. The Airbnb I stayed at, I made sure I had a heated pool and a hot tub, and I was in it every day.
That was number one.
That was not, I was not giving that up. And so that, I think, was really significant that I went by it. And that water was just crystal and just sitting there calmly. and I never even stepped foot in it because I was
emotion. You never even got to go in there.
I didn't, and because I was so involved with the people I was involved with.
Right. You couldn't even enjoy the amenities that was happening in your life.
That's right.
Or on your cruise ship.
So either I was enjoying the people and doing all this stuff with the people and taking care of the people, or I had been offended by the people, and now they're trying to stay away from me, and I'm not sure what had happened and all of that. But in any case, all of that, I didn't get to see that. I remember one time being in the dining room. Mm-hmm. Dining room is that feeling connected to people, right? That's social connection and community. And I don't even have much of a memory in the dream. I don't really have much of a memory. I know there was something about with the food, but I don't remember what had happened. But I only had one visit there. Most of my dream was me one-on-one talking to different people, which was honestly, it's counseling.
But I feel like that's so direct. You're in your life, which we can call the journey of the cruise ship, right? Mm-hmm. You're taking care of everyone on the ship, and there's things that you could be doing also while you're on the ship, but you're over here worrying about everyone else and not taking care of yourself, which that small little pool and hot tub is that small little section that's your section.
That's right. You know what? I think that's a really great revelation and absolutely true. I think that really is the dream. I think having the time to be able to do all that stuff. I went on a 40-mile bike ride through the Keys. We did have some really wonderful rest time. That is my idea of rest.
Yeah, but you were also able to work there. So the balance was a lot better there than coming here and having to deal with snow on top of your work day.
That's right. I think overall with the dream, what I'm getting from my dream is that it is really time to seriously consider some changes. And truth is, it's not going to be in counseling. I love counseling. I really feel that God gifted me to do that. But I do notice, lately, I've been a little short. I literally and figuratively on that one, seriously.
You're taller than me, so.
I don't know, am I?
I think we might actually be maybe
I think we're pretty close. I've just noticed that my patience has been, a little less. And I was really wanting that to be changed, because of the weather. And I think it has, but I just came back. So I had this expectation of really being refreshed.
Right.
And coming back to something. And we're in state of emergency. Blizzards. And I cannot even do the job that I was supposed to.
Right, with this extra pressure of just the environment, too.
So all of it, while I'm thinking about where am I going with my life.
Yeah.
So that's pretty a profound thing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for processing through this with us, because like I said, this one's not one written down that I'm doing this really from memory and just literally had this dream this morning.
Right. So that was a good dream.
It really was.
Good little Monday insight.
Oh, yeah, let me add one other thing. The other thing, I knew it was counseling because the person I was close to, the friend, gave me a toy, and it was like a puzzle or a game of some kind. It fit in the palm of my hand. And I know I said I wanted to give that back, but the idea that it was like a puzzle that fit in the palm of my hand really goes to show I'm a solutions-oriented counselor. That is what I do. And I am focusing on that I have this puzzle, something that somebody had entrusted to me. And did not know how to put it back together and give it back to him. So I think that kind of was a bit of a stress. And the other thing I think is that demonstrating the significance of my responsibility in the people's life, I think that commercial was me taking a look at my life and seeing how delicate the people are that I'm working with and how significant, how much responsibility and care, great care I have to give to each of these people, or just a little bit of me can actually do some damage.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the little dolls were at the end.
The commercial,
of that commercial. And I think it's me really taking a look and, maybe I should, maybe don't take any more new patients right now and really be the greatest help you can to the people that are with you.
Right.
And find your direction. I just think I started the new year with a whole bunch of directives and things because I took that time off. and
it's like a whole workload now.
I know, and but it's
plus environmental workload.
Oh God,
I feel like we have to put that huge into consideration.
It really is huge. It is absolutely.
Because like before you want to get to work like 15 minutes early. Now you're looking at least an hour. You need to get yourself...
texting people being like, I'm on my way.
Right,
as quick as I can.
Yeah.
So I think that's really that dream.
Yeah, I think it was a good one.
Yeah, and it really gives me a lot to think about.
Right, a lot of insight on your journey.
Even beyond counseling, there's clear changes. I really have a great sense that it's time for me to find direction and know where I'm going. And I think that was the big thing about me finding my cabin.
Yeah.
Is that I'm not sure where to go now.
Right.
So I have a lot of prayer and thought to give things.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's my dream, people.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And thank you for joining us. And please share this video with anyone you think it might help.
Yeah.
If you have a dream and you'd like to submit it to the podcast, you can email a dream to dreams@daunw.com, dreams@daunw.com. Please provide some information on your waking life in a way for me to reliably contact you. And also, you'll hear from me within 24 hours. So if you don't, please check spam mail and so on. I think there was some issues because the original email was daun@daunw.com. And I think that got flagged. And so please make sure you check that. You can also go to the website, daunw.com, and fill out a PDF fillable form and send that. Instead, that it will actually ask for a little bit more concise information.
Yeah.
We want to tear your dreams apart, people.
Sweet dreams.
Bye.